I beg, buck me at the Emirates. Buck me at the Emirates, because I'll go. You let me know what game you want to go to. Yo, what we saying? What we spraying? Back again with another stream. Yeah, and we're here to talk some football, and there's a lot to talk about. There's actually a lot to talk about. We'll try and get through it all. Just a few things, you know, the admin stuff, as you lot know. Make sure you're liking, make sure you're subscribing, make sure you're doing all of that good stuff, not only to me but also to Roms over at Football Verbal. Yeah. So obviously, you know, I'm a man of the people. So obviously, before we get into the football talk, how are you doing today, Roms? How are you doing?
Do you know what, Hooks? Yeah, I woke up annoyed because let's be honest, none of if you're not an Arsenal fan, none of us like seeing you happy. The whole league don't like seeing Arsenal fans happy. So I woke up annoyed that he's actually going. But on a more personal note, and I think people in the chat that watch this back and watch it now will be able to relate. If you've got a daughter, son, niece, nephew, cousin, do you get it?
Yeah.
And they've just got good grades in their GCSEs, or they did well, or they hit what they wanted to hit. Big them up. Cause my sister called me. I was vexed. My sister called me. Like, remember, I got all A's and A stars, and listen, now she's asking for bare stuff. Do you get? So big up my little sister. Big up to any of your family friends that have hit their target. So yeah, I'm feeling a bit better now, but I'm still pissed off about the SADs. I'm still pissed off about that. But yeah, first of all, big up the chat, big up Hooks every time, and yeah, man, ready to chop it up.
You're pissed off about the Eze. Hey, well, you know what? There's no better place to start than with the Eze stuff, yeah. And I'm gonna be so real, yeah. I knew this was happening. You know what I'm saying? I said it was gonna happen. I put my neck out on the line, pause, and I said about a few weeks ago, the deal is already agreed. I said it. And then when Tottenham started getting involved, I did another video saying, I'm not worried. And everyone was laughing at man. Everyone was laughing. Especially this last week. Man are laughing at me. Sava's sending me WhatsApps. George is doing videos about man. Like, you get me? I'm getting dragged from pillar to post. This stream, that stream. Oh, Eze's chose Tottenham over Arsenal. What's going on? And I'm like, am I really getting beat up like this? And then yesterday. So the thing is, yeah, I didn't even know. Like, I found out late because I was at an event.
No, I know you didn't know because I went straight to your Twitter and I went straight to see if you were live and I saw nothing. That's how I knew you got it late.
Yeah, I was out. I didn't. And then because obviously I was charging my phone at the venue, so I didn't even have my phone to hand. And I get my phone. And I'm seeing bare Twitter notifications, bare WhatsApp messages, bare missed calls. And I'm like, raw, what's going on? And then Cassa's messaged me like, yeah, what are you saying at 10 p.m.? You about? I'm like, about for what? Like,
well, yeah.
Well, I'm out, so I'm not about. And he was like, oh, you always miss it. And I'm like, wait, miss what? And he's like, bro, have you not seen the Eze news? I'm like, what Eze news? He's going to Arsenal. I swear down. I had to call, man. You
know, it hits more when you're out. You know, when you get that news when you're out, it hits more. Because even the Verts news, yeah, I never thought we were signing Verts at all. I'll be lying if I told you I was. I remember I was on the train. Then Monts calls me. My other brethren off YouTube calls me. Like, bro, we've done it. Because don't get twisted, it looked likely, but I just didn't think it would happen. But, bro, when you're out, it hits even more, bro.
And from you got to realize, yeah, I've been getting trolled about this for ages. Because I said on many occasions, Eze is going to choose Arsenal. Eze will choose Arsenal. Like, if it comes down to it and we both offer the exact same, Eze will choose Arsenal. And I was like, because Eze, obviously, we've seen all the videos about Eze. Like, Eze's openly come out and said that one of the hardest moments in his career, if not the hardest, is when he got let go by Arsenal. He was talking about trying to train the next day and he's crying. Like, it hurt him that much. Like, he's an Arsenal fan. Like,
You know, it's deeper than that as well, yeah? If you know, Arsenal originate from South London, Woolwich,
Yeah.
Arsenal. He's from Greenwich. It's round the corner. It's not far. Like, this is,
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
it's in him. Do you get it? Obviously, I know you're North London now, but it's in him, bro. And I don't like to say this too much on stream. I know people that are close to Eze as well. I know people that are close to Eze. I'm no ITK. They never said he's definitely going to Arsenal or not, but it was obvious news. I didn't even need them to tell me this, but you saw, like you said, the videos of him and the interviews where he said he's crying when he was younger. When I ask people close to him like that, come on, bro. Like, if both teams come into him, he's an Arsenal fan. He's still, bro, how about this? He'll still even watch Arsenal's games in his free time. You know, sometimes when he's not training, he'll still watch like Arsenal games and whatnot if he can. So he's always been up. And when he has his announcement and he does the first interview, he'll say all of this as well. Genuinely say all of this. It's Arsenal, bro.
100 million.
Look, this is why I'm like you, yeah. As much as I didn't want him to come to your club, I have to be objective. Yeah, I might do the trolling thing on Twitter, but I'd like to think on YouTube I'm objective. I was saying I can't lie. Spurs need to wrap this up ASAP because if Arsenal come back into as a he's only one club. I had certain Spurs fans saying, "Oh, you're just saying that the here we go's coming soon." For Fabrizio's tweeting every day about. I said Fabrizio's tweeting every day about Garnacho as well. That's not been done yet. Like bare things are going on. I said all until you get the here we go. What happened? Arsenal are in talks now. Hijack from Spurs. I saw this happening. I genuinely saw this happening, bro.
And it's mad because like there's things like so a lot of people think that it's connected to Kai Havertz getting injured, but apparently Arsenal had already, because again I said everything is agreed. Yeah, the 10th of August. Apparently, like everything was structured, everything was agreed. Arsenal just chose to activate it today. Well, sorry, yesterday. I don't know for what reason. I don't know what.
How you know? Do you know how you know it was all agreed, Hooks? Because the 10th of August is the day we played Crystal Palace. I remember when he comes down from the trophy thing, yeah?
Yeah.
You know, that was the day of Community Shield, and someone said you go to Arsenal, and he smiled. He even knew.
Yeah,
you get it?
Man.
He knew. He even knew.
He's coming home. My brother is coming home. And do you know what it is for me, yeah? I'm so much of an Arsenal fan that I want players to play for Arsenal that really wanna be here, like have some sort of connection to the club. And he's a fan. He came through the academy. I know immediately the first game he's playing, he's doing stuff. He's doing stuff. Do you know? It'd be like if you was to sign for Liverpool. If you sign for Liverpool, your first game, you're going 100 million%.
You're believing everything. Yeah.
But you're doing everything. You're throwing everything at everyone, bro. You're going absolutely bonkers. And I'm gonna save this part for panel shows, innit? Because don't worry, certain Tottenham man are getting absolutely collapsed about the things that they've been saying. Yeah. But again, Arsenal have shown the world, that Tottenham are nowhere near us. They've shown the world again. These men won a European trophy, and a player still decided to go to Arsenal over them, coming off the back of winning nothing. Do you get me? That's mad, no?
Do you know what I would say, Hooks? Yeah, I agree with you. But you see this specific transfer, I genuinely believe this. People might watch this back and say I'm mad. Madrid could have come in for him. Liverpool could have come in for him. City could have come in for him. Any other club in the world could have come in for him. He loves Arsenal. For me, he was always going to pick you. In this instance, it don't even matter that it was Spurs. I agree with you, by the way, that Spurs can't chat to you in every facet of football, maybe apart from European honors. But anyway, apart from that, when it comes to the players wanting to join and whatnot, you'll still have the upper hand on them. But this transfer specifically, bro, he loves Arsenal, bro. So I think we could have even tried to rival you. City could have, Madrid could have. And some might be saying you're doing too much from him. He loves Arsenal. I'm showing you he loves Arsenal. But back to your point, I do agree with you as well. Like, I reckon if you and Spurs was to go in for a random player that has no affinity with none of you, you'd still get them over them. Do you get it?
Yeah.
You'll still get them over Spurs. So, and this just goes to show, and you were saying it, Hooks, and you got a point. When everyone's slewing Arsenal for saying, where's your trophy? Where's this? Where's that? Trophies don't mean everything, because look, Arsenal didn't win no trophy, and then you're signing Eze, Zubimendi, and Gyökeres. United win no trophy, they're signing Cunha and Mbeumo, two of the best forwards. Do you get? So Sometimes you just need to hold. You know what? There's a food chain in football, and let's be honest, Hooks. Chelsea fans can come from you and whatnot. Liverpool, Arsenal, and United are the top three that we are still fly the flag for this country. I don't care what Chelsea fans say. Yeah, all your Champions League and that. Arsenal are still respected. Yes, we will banter them. I get that. We'll always slew you up, but you still have that respect. Players want to play for Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? They want to play for Arsenal. So that's what it is, bro.
And you know what it is, yeah? You've played football like at a good level as well. So you'll kind of understand this, yeah? The way that a fan who doesn't play football, because obviously there's fans that play football, but a way that a fan that's never played football, never got to any top level or anything like that, views football is entirely different to how a fan does. So a fan, like, I don't know, like if you picked any random, I don't know, Tottenham fan or Chelsea fan or Man United fan or Liverpool fan, they'd be like, man, Eze would never want to go Arsenal. Arsenal haven't done anything in the last 5 years. They haven't won any trophies and all of that. Whereas a footballer is looking at Arsenal and going, I get to play for Arsenal. I get to play with Gyökeres. I get to play with Saka. I get to play with Ødegaard. I get to play with Zubimendi. I get to be coached by Mikel Arteta. Like, obviously, everyone has their own opinion on Mikel Arteta, but I tell you what, inside the football world and footballers, they look at it entirely different. Like, and what people don't understand is a lot of footballers, and you know what? It's probably, well, at a point, it was probably to a degree the same for you before, obviously, you won your first Premier League, and the same for Manchester United right now. Footballers look at these three clubs, as like historically the biggest footballing institutions in England. And obviously at a point, it was like, oh man, I want to join Liverpool because I could be the player that helps them win their first Premier League.
Hold on. Just quickly, I hear what you're saying. In terms of the transfer market, Chelsea are up there, but I mean overall, take all things into account, it is still Liverpool, Arsenal, United that fly the flag for this country. Yes, Chelsea, you're right. You've took players of both of our clubs. I agree with that. You have. But in terms of still the top three traditional clubs, and the rest of the league hate it. That's why we even labeled the Red Cartel. It still is us three. I'm sorry. I still think a lot of players around the world look at our three clubs and be like, I want to play there. That's not saying that they don't want to play for City and Chelsea. Of course, players want to play for there. But in terms of the heritage clubs, it is us three. It is.
And look, I know that players, big up Joey. Make sure you man are subscribing to his team if you want to hear about some Chelsea stuff. And obviously, he does his show with Mr. Link, so you get the Liverpool perspective over on his channel as well. I know there's a lot of players that will look at Arsenal and will go, yeah, I want to be the guy that helps them get back to winning a Premier League. Or look at Manchester United. I wouldn't be surprised if Cunha, Mbumo, Sesko all looking at Manchester United like I could be the guy that gets them back to what Manchester United was. That's a big fit. Like, obviously, it's like you said. It just is what it is. Like, we're just the biggest clubs in England. It just is what it is. Like, obviously in recent years, like if Arsenal or Manchester United, I mean, you man are out of this because you man have been doing your trophy thing. And if we was to line up our trophy cabinets over the last, they didn't start. But if I bring up my whole trophy cabinet, but it's dark for you. If Manchester United bring out their whole trophy cabinet, it's very dark for Chelsea and Manchester City. And this is the thing: footballers don't just look at over the last 20 years. Do you know what I mean? And Eze specifically will be. Well,
but this proves our point, Hooks, because Eze being one of the best 10s in the league, Zubimendi being one of the best 8s in the world, do you get? And Gyökeres being probably the most informed forward, maybe just after Haaland in the last 2 years. They all still want to go Arsenal. As much as you lot know I love to ban at Arsenal. Hooks knows that. I like to grill these lot every day. But it's no coincidence. All these players still want to go to Arsenal. And you know what, Hooks? It might even not just be because you're a manager. They might just want to play for the club. Do you get? Because of its prestige. Do you get? It doesn't have to be a singular factor. It could be many, many different things. So you're spot on, bro. You're spot on.
When it comes to Eze specifically, he might be looking at it like, okay, I'm 27. yeah, I haven't played at the highest end of the footballing sphere. Haven't played Champions League. Haven't competed for a Premier League. I can do that with Arsenal, and also I'm following the same path of Ian Wright, Crystal Palace legend.
Yeah,
because Ian Wright came to Arsenal at 27. It's literally carbon copy. Like obviously different positions.
You don't need to understand the history as well. They're both born in Southeast London. Like, they're both Southeast London boys. That legacy is a big thing. Do you get it? That could even be his role model. I'm very interested. Normally, I don't care about first interviews. Big up Beijing Green every time. I don't care about first interviews, but I'm actually so interested. You know that they have the like 2-minute edition, 3-minute edition. Then they have the extended one that's about maybe 15 minutes to half an hour. I'm gonna look in because I'm very interested to see what he says in this. Because like I said to you, I know a few of his people, right? But again, when you're close to someone, you're still coy. You're not going to tell. And they know how to do content creators. They know they can trust me, but they're still not going to reveal bare in it. They're still not going to reveal quite a lot. But I'm interested to see what he says, bro, because I definitely think it's going to be very, what's the word? I can't think of the word right now, but that first interview is going to be very like, the word's not come to me, but you get the gist. It's going to be very like legacy wise and very like, I don't know. I can't find the word, but you get what I'm trying to say, bro. It's going to be very like.
And you know what? Yeah, like obviously, you know, you're from a similar place, you know,
around
around the corner. So obviously, like, he's a brother as well. Like, I know you're a Liverpool fan, but from someone who's from a similar kind of upbringing as yourself. You're probably just genuinely happy for him that he's finally got that big move. Because, like, let's be honest, like Eze making that big move to a big club has been spoken about for years, and it was getting to the point where I was definitely, and probably others were thinking he's going down a very similar pathway as Zaha, and we all know Zaha, he should have got that big move. Eze's like. But obviously don't bun the interview, because I tell you what, I'm gonna be watching that interview there deep, because I'm expecting proper emotion, yeah. But
that's the word. It's gonna be very emotional. That first interview. That was the word I was looking for. Yeah.
But the announcement video is going to feed the streets.
Hooks, you've heard it here first. There's one person they should have in that announcement video if they want to rub salt into the wound. You probably already know. If they have Sol Campbell giving the shirt to Eze or something, Spurs fans will lose their head. In fact, it might even be dangerous for Sol Campbell, bro. It's dangerous anyway. You can't really be around Spurs fans. But if they have him giving that shirt, and do you know why it will be mad? Because not only, obviously, he made the direct switch. This is slightly even worse because it was the other way this time. Spurs were on the brink of signing him.
Yep.
Spurs, big up Dio, but if you know me, I'm a troll anyway. But bro, they were on the brink of signing him, and then you just hijack it off the last minute. I think Sol Campbell should just be next in, both of them at the end like this or something, bro. That would be crazy.
The Sol Campbell Google Pixel advert resurfaced when the Here We Go came for. Do you remember that one that he did where he's sending bare shots to like Google did that mad thing there? Yeah, I don't think you can take Google phones into the Tottenham Stadium anymore because it was mad in it. But by the way, just quickly before we move on, sorry, my bad. 75 likes is the target, but this is absolutely awful. When 20 likes so far is crazy.
Come on, man.
There's like 60 odd people inside. Likes really do help push the channel out to people that have never seen the channel before. And just a reminder, the code is there for the Fantasy League, so make sure you're joining the Halftime Hook Super League. There's a chance to win a cash prize because there's a cup in there. You win the cup, you get a cash prize. Obviously, the cash prize is dependent on basically I'm gonna, from time to time in certain streams, I'm gonna set goals, and that will basically build up the pot. So you guys really decide how much you win, and if you win the league, I will get you your club's. Oh, well, you may choose a different club in it, but I'm to say your club's new jersey for next season, whichever one you want. And if you're a member, I'll get whatever name and number you want on the back. So, hey, it's good fun to get involved with. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, just make sure you're subscribing to Football Verbal as well. Go on.
Come on, bro. I do have a question though. You see, with this Eze signing, yeah, there's more pros than cons, but I feel like there's a con in terms of your transfer strategy. Yeah, this is what I will say because you kind of answered because you said earlier that apparently it was already done, right? But aren't you a bit worried as an Arsenal fan that it might have been reactive instead of proactive because you already knew you needed Eze in it. You already knew that, and it's like you waited till. Obviously, unfortunately, we don't wish injury on anyone, but Havertz then got injured. Havertz then got injured, and then it's like, yeah, then he pulled the trigger. But the reason why I say that's a pro and a con, because for me, it's kind of a con because it shows reactivity instead of proactivity. But it also shows when you need to act fast, you can. So even if you are initially reactive, it's how fast you can actually be reactive. Yeah, because there's one thing being reactive and being quite slow, but there's one thing being reactive and being quick. And the minute you heard about the injury, I actually reckon the minute Havertz went through his scans and that, then that's when Berta said, yeah, make the call to Parish. Like, we need to get this wrapped up. And like I said, I feel like the groundwork was done on the 10th, but I feel like you waited for something like this to happen because now I ask you, yeah, and your honest opinion, had Ugarte didn't finish, a lot of Arsenal fans are thanking Ugarte as well. That is a bit tapped. But had Ugarte not injured Havertz, yeah, do you know the reason why I said there was still a possibility he could go Spurs? Only I'll say that to say this, yeah. Not because he prefers them over you lot, but I feel like let's say this didn't happen and you waited a week. Eze might look it in his head like, I want to go Arsenal, but there's no guarantees in ball. So let's say Spurs wrapped it up quickly. There's fine margins. Let's say you left it a week later, he might have made that. Big up Riyad. Riyad's saying you reckon you would have done it anyway, but do you still think that injury was that's the word. Do you reckon the injury was a catalyst? Because I think Spurs might have nipped in there and signed him had the longer you lot had waited, if that makes sense.
So do you know what I actually think here? I genuinely think that obviously Arsenal structured something with Palace, but I genuinely believe that they didn't want to spend that kind of money unless they really had to. Yeah. And I think what they was probably doing in the meantime, because it's like since Berta's come to Arsenal, there's been loads of talk about his strategy and the way that he likes to attack the market. And he gets multiple deals to certain points, and then he will decide, okay, we'll trigger this, we'll trigger that, rah. Yeah. So I genuinely believe that Arsenal was trying to search for a cheaper deal than Eze. I believe this. I believe we got this pattern, and we know that, okay, cool, we can do that if we need to, but we want to see if there's anything, a better opportunity in the market. Now, I think that what the Havertz injury did is go, okay, cool. If we don't activate this deal now, then we may run into a scenario where teams now know that we need more players, and now they have bargaining power. So we may just end up spending more money anyway. So you know what? Let's just trigger this deal. Because obviously, you know, as like I'm not an in the know. You know what I mean? You're not an in the know. I mean, you know certain people. I know certain people. But we're not really tied to football like that. But all I do know is that I can only go off what I see reported and through certain people. Because obviously you don't listen to everybody, but there are certain credible people. And one of the things that was said is Berta moved mad quickly, and Josh Kroenke immediately gave the green light to activate this deal. So because that came out, I now know, because obviously at the beginning of the transfer window, I was saying this, there's no way on this God's green earth it was Arsenal able to convince Berta to come to Arsenal if he wasn't going to be backed. Because why would he join Arsenal? He could just go somewhere else and be back somewhere else and actually create something. So now that it was mentioned that Josh Kroenke gave the green light like that, I now know the Kroenkes are willing to spend money. So now I know for a fact, for 100,000,000% fact, they don't only trust Arteta, they trust Berta as well. So now it purely comes down to a kind of an equation of, okay, who Berta wants plus who Arteta wants, brackets, is that the same person, equals we buy them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I know, like, we're to a degree, because obviously in the realms of football is subjective, innit? Like, I love Eze, there may be people that don't love Eze. I love Gyökeres, there may be people that don't love Gyökeres. But all I do know is we're splashing. We are splashing. We're moving like you. We're splashing.
Just literally, bro. And when you actually deep it, yeah, we speak to many channels I've been on, even with my brethren off YouTube. I can't remember a top 6 window where all of the big 6, top 6, were everyone to say, were all kind of moving mad, because everyone has at one point. Spurs are probably going to. I say us and Spurs will probably be the next two. I think City's business is pretty much done. They might try and bring in a right back. I think you lot will be done now after this Eze deal, because you know Arteta lacks his multifunctional players. He can play left and 10 now, which covers 2 positions. Some of your fans may argue you might still need the out and out left winger, but that remains to be seen. I think personally you stopped now, and I think you'll just look to offload players. Chelsea, obviously, Xavi Simons to come in, Garnacho. I think after them two, they will be done. Maybe a centre back as well. If Joe's still watching, he might be able to help out with that. But I think Garnacho and Xavi Simons definitely, and maybe a centre back. We need Isak, and if not Isak, a left back and probably another centre back. But even though every club still needs stuff, United still need like a 6/8. But I still feel like, as much as we've all done stuff, we still as much as we all still need players, so we've all done like considerable good business. All of the top 6, do you get it? All of them. So I can't remember a window where it's been this mad, where all the top 6 teams have actually strengthened. What I would say about the Eze thing, and I think you would agree, I'm seeing this discourse, he still might not start. This brother is starting on the left, and I think this is where you're going to agree with me, and Arsenal fans in the chat. What I don't understand is, we all know he's better in the 10 as a left. So let me get that out there now. We all know he's better in the 10 than a left winger. But if you can do a job in a position better than what you already have, he's going to... True. Because I'm seeing Bayo plays Nelson. I think Zinchenko's now saying, but Nelson, Vieira. I think I'm even forgetting some. But I've seen about 4 players in the last day. Kivior, possibly. But what I would say is, your left-hand side options are... Trossard, Nelly, you don't know. That's another one you don't know who's coming and going. But that's scary. I was saying to SB yesterday, that is like, don't get twisted. I still think my team win the league. I'm not saying it's scary as in I'm scared of Arsenal and whatnot. But that is respectable. That compared to what you had past seasons, I can't lie. That is very fearful, bro. But my point is, you've got Trossard, Martinelli. Madueke can play on the left, but we know he's strong on the right. Eze's better than them lot, even though that's not his strongest position. Eze's still a better left winger than Martinelli and Trossard. So for me, this guy starts. And again, you don't pay... How much is the actual fee going to be? 60 million, in it? Or is it a bit more?
I think it's in total somewhere between 65 to 68, somewhere. I don't know the exact fee. It's somewhere between, but I don't know how it's been structured. That's the only thing that I don't know how long we're paying it. Or okay, so Ruax has said 67.
Ruax saying 67. 67 add-ons. Yeah, bro, I can't lie. You can't be paying that. And this is what I would say now, though. This is for one thing I'll say, Hooks, not you, but this is where I'll say some Arsenal fans can be very emotional. I'll say probably our fan base is the most emotional. This is why you can't... Me personally, I don't rate Madueke now, but now that signing makes sense. Do you get it? If you didn't bring in the Eze and whatnot, for me, I don't rate the player in it, so it didn't make sense. Now, I'm looking at that Madueke deal thinking, this is calm now, because he genuinely is a squad player. Yes, you paid 48 million for him. See how I don't add in add-ons? I'm fair. I don't include stuff that's not been paid for. Yes, you paid 48 million for him, but he's still depth right now. And even Norgard, I rate Norgard, innit? I've been rating him from Brentford. Bro, these deals look nice now because you're now getting in. This is why I think also this is one of your best windows ever. This could, in my lifetime, I don't remember your old windows, but this might be the best Arsenal window I've seen, because You needed a 9, you addressed the 9. You needed a 10 slash left winger, you addressed the left winger. You needed an 8 slash 6, you addressed that with Zubimendi. Zubimendi, Eze, and Gokres are your 3 marquee. Mosquera looks like a bad boy, innit? When I saw him pre-season, he looks cold. Who else have you signed off the top of my head? I can't remember. They're the main 4 that you signed, right? I actually think this is one of your best windows. But what I now will say, Hooks, is heavy is the head that wears the crown. Both of our clubs, but you now must deliver. You have to. It's all good you doing all of this. And I have the same energy for my club. I do think Isak eventually, we're going to sign him late. But Verts, Isak, Frimpong, Kirkes, we now have to deliver. It's all good you spending this money. That's why you got to respect the Fergies and the Mourinhos, because when they're buying Esmond, Drogba, all these players, then goes back to back. When Fergie's selling your Van Nistelrooys, your Roy Keanes, your Beckhams, and then bringing in players and still winning, that's why I have to respect the Chelseas. And I wouldn't really say City to a degree, but City were able to keep their players in it. Chelsea and United were actually like getting rid of their players and still winning. So this is why I would say Liverpool and Arsenal. Well, I know we both can't win the league. Do you get it, in the same season? But we both have to. It's a must for both of us to get, because we both spent. But I can't lie, it's been a very good window. Now I say your window for me is probably
9 out of 10.
Yeah. I was going to say 10. I was like, maybe they might sign one more player, but I think 9 out.
If Arsenal, so it's come out from yesterday that Arsenal are also looking at Morgan Rogers. So if Arsenal,
Sky Sports, come on,
I know it's Sky Sports. I know. I hear all of that, but I'm just saying there's more names that are being attached to Arsenal. So now, if Arsenal go and sign a Morgan Rogers or a Roger, if I see deadline day,
if I see you sign Morgan Rogers, no.
You get me. So like, look, see, this is the thing. Yeah, I don't know how much money Butter and Arteta are allowed to spend, because I've never seen Arsenal spend this much money in a window.
And do you know what, Hooks? You know what
this
I said?
Is crazy.
I don't know how credible this is. You'll know more about this still, but apparently, an unnamed Saudi club has put an 80 million bid for Martinelli. Again, I don't know who the Saudi club is. Yeah, Hooks. I'm saying now, and this is what I fear.
That's Rodrigo. That's what that there is, Rodrigo. Like,
that's what I'm saying. I can't lie.
Right,
and for the right fans that say, "Oh, they're not signing him." I'm not saying they will sign him, but Arsenal will test Real Madrid's resolve. If you get 80 million for Martinelli and you sell him, you will still test their resolve and put down the money for him. Whether he comes to you or not, I don't know. Because I watched the whole 90 minutes of the Madrid game. Hooks, bro. He's bringing on I'm gonna butcher his name. Massas Tuano. He's bringing on Ceballos. He's bringing on Bearman ahead of him. And another thing as well, I don't actually think Rodrigo wants to leave. I'm seeing him busting jokes with Vinny, Then the camera spans on me and Saeed were speaking about earlier. The camera spins back to Vinny, and Rodrigo has to act like he's upset. He was having a laugh on the bench. I just feel like, and someone was telling me earlier in the chat that his woman's a supermodel in Madrid and whatnot, and she's not ready to leave. And I think it's more his camp. I feel like his agent and that they have his best. I know a lot of the times agents and that don't have your best interest, but I think they're thinking, bro, it's World Cup year. Alonso's evidently not playing you, bro. The fact he brought in other man ahead of you, and the thing is, Rodrigo's a big name in that Madrid squad. 2 Champions League, pivotal in Champions League games. He's won league titles. He's a main player in that team, right? And Alonso's not sending him. So I feel like I've said it all along. I don't think Rodrigo wants to leave, but I think his entourage is like kind of giving him like a nudge, like, come on, bro, we need to actually get going now because it's a World Cup year. I still think he'll be on the plane regardless, but it's like, you need to leave. This guy don't respect you. This guy don't rate you. Not that you don't rate him, but he don't rate him actually because he's not playing him like that. So, in my opinion, Hooks, this is what I think will happen. If Liverpool don't get Isak, which is a possibility, I think we get him. I'll put that out there now. But if we don't get him, I think we pivot to Rodrigo. I think the money, because remember, we've already showed our hand. We know everyone knows we got 110 million because we bidded that for Isak. Real Madrid only want 80 for Rodrigo, 80 or 90 or 80 plus add-ons or something. We'll then put in that bid. Same way for you, lot. I think if you was to lose Martinelli, I can see testing the waters. But you know what? There's a lot of like moving pieces and there's a lot of like domino effect because if City now sells Savio to Spurs, I'm hearing Spurs have gone back in for Savio, then they'll go. I actually think out of the 3 clubs, he'll probably go City because I think that's the one that will move the quickest. I think Martinelli to Saudi will be like a deadline week signing. I think if Xavier's to go Spurs, they'll try and do it within the next. I'm hearing they're waiting until they play them for some weird reason. Pep wants him in the team. But then I'm hearing he's injured. I don't know. But anyway, after that, I'm hearing they're trying to sell him after that game. But I do think I just think Arsenal, Liverpool, and City are going to scramble for Rodrigo. There's so many moving parts. If we don't get Isak, we'll go for Rodrigo. If you sell Martinelli, I can see you going for Rodrigo. If City sell Savio to Spurs, I can see them going in for Rodrigo. But it's just whether that player, I can just see Rodrigo saying to his camp, leave me, man. You know, when someone's in the gym telling you to do extra stuff and it's that, I'll just leave me alone, man. Just leave me. I'm happy where I am. I don't think, bro, he was busting jokes, Hooks. If anyone in the chat can get the clip, I couldn't believe what I was seeing, bro. He just looks happy to be at Madrid. He genuinely looks happy to be at Madrid. So
I do hear that. I mean, just to wrap up on the Eze stuff before we move on, like, this is the first transfer window since Thierry Henry left Arsenal that I can say as an Arsenal fan, all the areas that we had to address, we addressed in one window.
Yeah.
I've never since Thierry Henry left, I haven't been able to say that. And I've seen dark windows. I've seen a window where we only signed Petr Cech. Do you know what I mean? So now, like, I don't care what side of the fan base that you're on when it comes to Arsenal, whether you're a top gooner, a bottom gooner, or if you're like me and you're just an Arsenal fan, like wherever you sit, you cannot say Arsenal should not be winning
you have to.
If we don't win the league this season, that's a travesty, because this is where the subjectivity comes in. I think we have the strongest squad now. I think Eze has done that. I think we actually have. Obviously, if you man go and sign Isak and you man go and sign Gehi or whatever, then for me, the pendulum will swing back to Liverpool. Even though I still think that in certain areas of our squad is still stronger than yours. But I would say overall, you lot have this, and especially if you went and got Isak, Gehi, and then maybe got another left winger, then I'd be like, all right, cool. The pendulum swung. I'll go cool. From a defensive standpoint, ours is stronger. Goalkeeper, you're probably stronger. Midfield, I mean, it depends. Like, really, I think it would be an on-the-day thing. And then I would say, even the attack, I'd be like, you know what? Like, okay, if you got Rodrigo, Isak, and then Salah, then I'm like, okay, cool. You have the best attack in the world. Not even in Premier League, in world football. But, like, as it stands right now, I don't...
you know what, Hooks? This is me putting my objective hat on. As it stands today, the 21st of August, because Ed is pretty much an Arsenal player, I actually agree. But like you said, if we were to add Isak and Gay, forget even another left winger, just them two, I would then say it's us. But do you know what, Hooks, back to like who the pressure's more on in that. I was saying this earlier with Said, Jordan, SB and that, out of the 4 teams that are expected to go for this league, because let's be honest, Spurs and United aren't expected to go for this league. Them two objectives probably just to finish in Champions League spots, Same for Villa and Newcastle. I would say there's an 8. I would say there's Liverpool, City, Arsenal, and Chelsea. Then there's a gap, and then there's the Villa, United, Spurs, and Newcastle. In my opinion, there's 4, and then there's 4. But the reason why I don't think is that I don't think City and Chelsea would get corners much for not winning the league. And I say that to say this, this is why I have Chelsea 4th. So my logic makes sense. I still don't think Chelsea have the squad to win the league. I actually think they have the 11 to win the league, but I don't think they have the squad. And when I say squad, not really their attackers and midfielders. I still think their centre-backs are their Achilles heel, going to be very interested. I still think Chelsea centre-backs are their Achilles heel. But I remember I said last week, and you looked at me like I'm a madman, so did the chat. I think Chelsea win the Champions League. I've said it early. Jenny said it earlier.
Over Barca is crazy. I hear it.
But what I would say is, if Chelsea don't win the league, I think maybe their fans might put pressure on the club, but I think us, you lot, and City fans might look at it like we were better than you anyway. So like, I'm not expecting Chelsea win the league. So if they don't, I'm not going to crash it on them.
Wait,
City,
just quickly because okay, cool. So obviously, right now we're talking about who has the most pressure. for winning the Premier League. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, all right, this is why, and it goes back to what we was talking about earlier about the red cartel and the biggest teams in England and how we're viewed. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen Chelsea finish in the bottom half of the table and get corned less than Arsenal, who finished second. Like
Hooks,
Chelsea,
we're not doing that, bro. We're not doing that. Hooks, we're not doing that. Chelsea
never have.
When Chelsea finished 12th, they were getting corn left, right, and centre.
Not more than Arsenal.
Oh my
more than Arsenal.
Hooks.
Online.
Chelsea
Are you alright? Not
yes,
more than Arsenal.
bro. Chelsea were getting
more than Arsenal. Oh my.
Bro, Hooks. You know me. Normally, Arsenal get cooked more than anyone. When Chelsea Football Club finished 12th, they were getting corned, bro. They were getting corned. They were getting corned,
more
bro.
than Arsenal. No, they was not.
There were streams where the likes of Ches, Don, Carefree Lewis. I'm trying to think of more Chelsea fans. Big up Joe, but I think at the time you weren't coming on streams as much. There were streams where they couldn't even speak, bro. There were streams where they couldn't even speak.
Wait.
That season they finished 12th, they were getting corn more than you.
I'm
telling you.
I'm not gonna lie to you, yeah. Manchester United finished 15th last season, and more people were chatting about Arsenal online than Manchester United, bro.
About the save.
No,
I feel like you're doing a victim to, bro.
No. I need you, I need you to understand this, yeah. So clearly, yeah. Chelsea finished, was it 12th? It was 12th, right?
Yeah,
it was 12th. These men finished 12th, yeah. My club was getting violated more all over the internet. And I'm not even just talking about Premier League. I had Barcelona and Real Madrid fans calling Mike. Bro, I had man from Serie A, bro. I have man that really and truly shouldn't even be watching my team weekly, and they probably don't, but they're chatting more about my club than Chelsea, who finished in the bottom half of the table. Bro, it doesn't matter who the hell you support, bro. Arsenal gets called by everybody.
Everyone, yes? I agree. But let me give you more detail to this, yeah? From what date was the Europa League final, you lot? What day was the Europa League final? It was like
where we got corned by
not you lot, the Spurs and United one, the one that just left. Someone quickly find it out if you can quickly. I think it was start of May, like May 6th or 8th.
Well, Do-Rag Diaries just raided. Big up. So maybe someone from there can tell us what the actual date was. You know what I'm saying? Tottenham.
Yeah, someone tell us, bro. But basically, my point is, I feel like from when the league ended to the Europa League. Wait, actually, didn't the Europa League final get played during? Did the Europa League final get played after the league? Sorry, 21st of May. Yeah, so the league was done. Bro, United weren't getting cooked as much as Arsenal because they could have still saved their season with a trophy. Not saved their season, but they still could have, somewhat saved their season with a Europa League, and then that would have meant Champions League football. Hooks, I'm telling you, from the 21st of May onwards, the pendulum. So, cool. From when the Premier League season ended to that Europa League final, I agree. Bro, you lot were getting flamed. You lot were getting absolutely flamed, yeah? But from when United lost that final, the pendulum swung, bro. It was all corn for United. I get it. Arsenal get cooked more than any other club. I agree with you. But you can't say when Chelsea finished 12th and United finished 15th with no trophy that you lot were still getting cooked a bit more. For me, it was more level playing field, bro. They were getting cooked as much as you.
Okay. So, cool. So, see, I don't mind agreeing to disagree on this point because I think it was more, and you think it was just about much of a muchness. Yeah, don't you think it's mad that a team can finish 12th and the corn is much of a muchness to a team that finished second, bro?
I hear it. I hear
it. And this is the point that I'm making. Yeah, is Manchester United, Liverpool, and Arsenal have a different type of pressure when it comes to expectations for winning the league. Every single season for the last 3-4 years, even before I was all on this YouTube thing, whenever I speak to people that are into football, they all ask me the same question: are you winning the league this year?
I hear you, but Hooks, do you know why? Yeah,
that's always my expectation, and the expectation that's put on my club every single year is: are you going to win the league? It's not like that for Chelsea. It's not. Even when I was rebuilding, man, are asking me, are you going to win the league?
Do you know why? Do you know what? I was just look, Joey. Put up Joey's chat. I was just about to say that when Chelsea finished 12th, they had won the Champions League either the year before that or 2 years before that. They won the other iteration of the Club World Cup as well. The things about football, Hooks, it's about what have you done for me lately.
But we're talking about the we're talking about the Premier League. Like I understand this. Okay, I need to make it very clear.
But then if you've done stuff outside of the Premier League, it alleviates the cooking a bit more.
Yeah, but I hear that, and I understand what Joey's saying. And don't get me wrong, what I'm saying right now, I'm not even saying it as like a slight onto Chelsea, or because I think the same applies to Manchester City. Because if you look at Manchester City last season, these men fell off a cliff compared to what we've been used to over the last recent years, yeah. But they got the blight of they had just had a bad season. Bro, I had an equally bad season. I fell off as well. But nobody said that once about Arsenal. All Arsenal get is, "Oh, you bottled it. Oh, you so
I got so much love for you, bro. Honestly, bro, I love seeing you, but you need to. There's context. They had just won 4 in a row.
Yeah, I hear that.
They had just won 4 in a row. It's not that we're gonna do ha. Look, you fell off. But with Arsenal, it's ha, second again, and nothing to show for it for 4 or 5 years. So it will be a bit more.
I hear it.
You know what I mean?
I hear what you're saying, yeah. But now, let's be honest with each other, yeah. Let's be honest, yeah.
I know what you're now gonna say. If you finish 12th or 15th, the cooking will open even more. Do you know what? You do get it a bit more than other clubs. I admit that.
But I wasn't even going to ask you that. I was going to ask you if Arsenal won the Premier League 4 seasons in a row, and we had the season that Manchester City had last year. Well, you think man are going to be saying, "Oh, it's cool, they won it for"? No one's going to say that. We're going to get cooked.
You don't get treated differently. I agree. You get treated differently.
But you know what it is? Do you know what the thing is though? Yeah, I don't say this because for me, it's come to the point where I've just accepted this is how it is.
Yeah,
with Arsenal, and as an Arsenal content creator, someone that comes and talks about Arsenal online and on socials and all of that, this is just a burden that I have to carry on my shoulder. Like, the reason why I'm saying all this is because obviously we're talking about pressure and expectation when it comes to winning the league. And I think that there is a clear chasm, yeah. I would say as big as the Grand Canyon, yeah, as big as the distance from Earth to the moon, yeah, when it comes to Arsenal, Liverpool, and Manchester United, and then Chelsea, Manchester City. And I think after that, it's like I don't think anyone really expects Tottenham or Aston Villa or Newcastle or any of them man to really win the league. Do you know what I'm saying? I feel like the only teams is really Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea, and Manchester United. Do you know what I'm saying? And even then, Manchester United are in a period where if you have a brain, you don't really expect them to win the league, but they still have that pressure of you're Manchester United, you should be winning the league. And that's what I'm saying, because it's historical. It's built up over time.
Do you know what, Hookshare? Do you remember? Look, I started YouTube Christmas 2021. So this Christmas will be 4 years, yeah? Before we won our Champions League under Klopp, I saw from 2006 to 2019, for 13 years, bro, my club only had 1 trophy in 13 years. So from 2006 to 2012, it was 6 years, and then from 2012 to 2019, it was 7 years. And that trophy was seen as the lesser out of the 4. The Carabao Cup, member against Cardiff, and they took us to hell to level. They took us to penalties, yeah? Don't you remember before we won our Champions League with Klopp, we were getting cooked as much as you lot. You might disagree, but man was saying Liverpool haven't won a title in X amount of years. Haven't won a Champions League in X amount of time. They've got 1 Carabao Cup in 13 years. But the thing is, because social media wasn't as strong then, and because there wasn't as much content creating wasn't at its highest. Unfortunately for you lot, it's been such a long time, and we've entered the social media era now. So it's gonna feel a lot more. But I feel like when we went so long, 13 years with one trophy, like it wouldn't have been a cooking online because again, there weren't really socials as prevalent as it is now. But with your friends and that, you probably had Liverpool brothers that you were slewing, bro. I was getting slewed every day. High school and primary school, and that was hell for me. So this is my point. I get what you're saying. Like, you lot do get cooked, but
you calling
I feel
it
like any of the secondary school, sorry, you know, I've been around too much West London. I call it secondary school, but a lot of my friends are West London and North West, so I just keep calling it. But like, I agree with you, bro. Like, I just think not really Spurs. I'll be real because we're used to Spurs. Other than last season, we're used to Spurs not winning. But I think if you're now City, not even City actually, because even then they're a bit more recent. I now think you have to chuck Chelsea into this. If you're Chelsea, United, Arsenal, Liverpool, if you go a certain amount of time without winning, us four will get cooked. Like, I know you're saying it's more just an Arsenal thing. I genuinely think the other three will get it as bad as well. But
I don't think Chelsea do. The other three, I agree with you. I don't think Chelsea do.
Bro, I remember when they finished 12th, Hooks, bro. Chelsea content creators couldn't get a word in. They were getting cooked left, right, and center. You know what? Every little meme. I remember at the time, let me know if you remember in the chat, and Hooks, you might remember. I remember anything that was 12 will get associated with Chelsea. I remember Conor McGregor must have released a drink at the time called Sutton 12. And then everyone's like, oh, this should be for Chelsea. This should be Chelsea's main sponsor. Bro, anything with the number 12, they were getting cooked left, right, and center. Obviously, their rebuttal was, oh, where's your Champions League? We're the last English team to win Champions League because City hadn't won it at that point. So my point is, Matisse as well, big up Matisse. That Matisse was getting cooked. I remember Big Six and that they weren't letting him breathe and whatnot. So my point is, I feel like you have to now chuck Chelsea into that equation. But quickly, what I was saying back to the bro. See, Lou, you know that, bro. Hooks, I'm telling you, even if you have to go back and watch streams and that, these man couldn't get a word in. We were on their net. Pause. But imagine back to my pressure thing about the league. The reason why I think if Chelsea don't win it, listen, if all of the top four don't win it, you're going to get slewed in some sort of way. But if Chelsea don't win it, I would say, I don't think they've got the squad to. They got the 11 to, but they don't have the squad to. That's why I think they finished fourth. So I'm going to banter them, but not as much. If City don't win it, right, there is pressure on them because Pep's never gone 2 years in a row without winning the league. But 4 years in a row. Remember, this is unprecedented. This has never been done. Whether it's Wenger, whether it's Ferg, it's never been done, bro. So in English football history, I think, 4 years in a row has never been done. So Pep, regardless, he's won the treble, then he won a domestic treble, then he won 4 in a row. Like, bro, like, there's only so much banter you can give to City fans, but you see Liverpool and Arsenal, Hooks. You lot, because it's been, I think next summer will amount to 22 years, And again, not even just that it's been 22 years. Trophies in general, you've not won in the last 5 seasons. And now, like you said, this is and I spoke to a lot of Arsenal fans, you lot are actually all singing off the same hymn sheet. This is the first summer you've got every position, so there's no real excuse. And you spent money. And now us, because in my opinion, we're going to break the British transfer record twice. We've done it with Bert. I think we're going to do it for Isak. And when you're champions, you've got a target on your back anyway. These high-profile signings are coming into a team that has literally just won the Prem, and I've never seen my club retain it, bro. We've never retained it since the 80s. So for me, Liverpool and Arsenal have the most pressure. If one of our clubs don't win the league, we're going to get cooked the most. Chelsea and City will get cooked to a certain extent, but they're not going to get cooked like a Liverpool and Arsenal because we both finished first and second, and we've both spent the most money, to my knowledge. And you would argue we've both probably got the stronger squads. So we're going to get cornered the most, and we just have to deal with that. I'm relishing it, though. I'm genuinely
so am I, because
I've been waiting to feel like this, and everyone wanting to beat my team to beat.
Because I expect us to win the league. Like this,
and so do I. Yeah,
because you know what it is, for me, because I've said previously, with what we've done already, if we sign Eze, we should win the league. For me, there's no excuse.
And you've been saying that. You've been saying that.
There's no excuse. There's actually no excuse. Like, there's no excuse under the sun. Like, there's nothing that anyone. Okay, cool. I wouldn't use it as an excuse because I didn't use it as an excuse last season. But I would understand if we have injuries like we had last season, then cool. Like, say Gyökeres gets injured, Eze gets, all of them get injured, then it's like, all right, cool. Say no more in it. But providing we keep 90% of the squad fit over the course of the season, there's no reason why we shouldn't win the league at all. So that's why for me, and this is just me, if if Arteta doesn't win the league this season, that in my personal opinion, obviously there's caveats because he may win the FA Cup and the League Cup, and that may be enough for some people. But I feel like for the majority of people, if he doesn't win a major, obviously FA Cup's a major, but I mean, when I say major, I'm talking about the online major, which is only Champions League and Premier League for some reason.
I'm happy you said that, bro. There are 4 majors. I hope everyone knows that there are 4 majors, but just 2 of them are seen as bigger. But no, carry on. I'm happy you said
that. Most people be like, it's time for him to go. Honestly, I even think some of the most deluded Arsenal fans will be like, "Ooh, it's time."
You know what I've said? Do you know what I've said, bro? Either of these 3 things keep him in the job. If let me put myself in your shoes, and if I was an Arsenal fan, either of these 3 things. If he wins the league, just the league, that's option number 1. If he just wins the Champions League, that's option number 2. But if he was to win a domestic double, Carabao and FA Cup, now I've heard from some Arsenal fans that that's still not enough. For me, I'm sorry, 2 out of the 4 trophies available. If you win any 2 out of the 4, that's enough for me to give him another year because you've actually won. Yes, it's not the 2 online majors like you said, but he's now showing that winning mentality. And it's not that you've done it in one competition, you've done it in another. So I think if he does a domestic double, FA Cup and Carabao, that's enough to keep him in. However, if he just does the FA Cup or Carabao, I love trophies in it, but I would understand as an Arsenal fan, that still doesn't suffice you being here. That's still not enough. It's like we've waited for so long. Say that again.
Neither does the cup double. It's too
Neither does the cup double.
Too late for that. It's too late. This
is where me and you disagree.
Don't get me wrong though. If we win the cup double, I will be lean up all over N5, bro. Differently, lean up. You'll see me lean pub to pub, lean up, bars, all of that, lean up, vibes in with the man them, bunning it down outside the stadium, lean up. Yeah, differently. Yeah. Yard food, because obviously my stadium, we got yard food right outside. You get me, big steppers, it's different. But I just have to be, I have to be honest with myself. And I had the same thing last season. It's too late for you to be winning the FA Cup and the League Cup and marking it as like, oh yeah, we're setting the winning mentality in now. It's too late. It's way too late for it to suffice to keep your job. It's too late. Like that all should have been done 2 seasons ago. You see the 20
big up D and Dean Famzo and that. Big up David
TV. You see the 20 got raided. Big up Famzo on TV raid. Done though. You see the 23-24 season. Yeah. The one that was 23-24 season.
That's the one Havertz did a madness, isn't it?
Yeah. That's the season we should have won the FA Cup or League Cup or the both of them to start building that winning mentality. But we didn't. And then we went another. And the thing is like 6 years to start building winning. Like for me, I don't get me wrong. I understand if he does win the cup double, he will keep his job. I understand that, clear as day.
But you know what, Hooks? I understand what you're saying because someone gave me an analogy. Is that when you've been starving for so long, and then you win one of them. But this is why I said key. This is why keywords I said the double because one of them I actually agree with. I think if he was to just win FA Cup, he's done that already. Whether it was with his squad or whatnot, he's done that already. And if he was to win the Carabao just by itself, some Arsenal would be like, hold on, he's won a more prestigious cup by itself. But that's why I said if he was to win 2 out of the 4 trophies that are available, if I was an Arsenal fan, he's now got over the line in some sense. Yes, I hear you. It might be too little, too late, but he's still got over the line. For me, he will then warrant another season to then go for the champs, to then go for the Prem. I understand your logic, but this is one where we have to agree to disagree, bro. If he won 2 out of the 4 trophies, I think he's done enough. But we'll agree to disagree in that one. But yeah,
no, I hear it. See, we're grown people. We can do that. I understand your opinion, but look, let's talk about something super Liverpool related. Yeah, this weekend, you got the Battle of Isak at St. James's Park. Yeah, and obviously, for me, I think Ekitike had an amazing game against
So
Bournemouth.
good, bro.
He
So
was so sick, yeah. But now the Vertzes, Ekitike's, the Kirkes, not so much. Frimpong, them are now gonna face what I would regard one of the most physical teams, if not the most physical team
yeah.
in the league. Yeah. And I don't know how you feel about this game. Obviously, all of the backstory with the Isak stuff, that's probably going to have all the Geordies moving absolutely mental. Yeah, the atmosphere is going to be crazy. Obviously, you've got, from what I've been hearing, I'm not a Newcastle insider fan or anything like that, but I'm hearing there's like a bit of kind of a divide in the camp when it comes to the players. You got players that understand the Isak thing, and then you got players that are like, raw, Isak is doing a mad thing.
The players that understand in it's the Gordons, because Gordon was twerking for us literally a year ago.
Yeah,
apparently through the grapevine, he's the one that's a lot of Newcastle correspondents. He's the one that actually still speaking to Isak and whatnot, because with the club he supports, and he wants the best for his career. So, and there's a few others, but I know Gordon's one of them that's actually kind of like on Isak's side. But
I know I'm assuming that Bruno is one of them that isn't.
So, no, he's not. He's not. You see what he posted during the PFA? Well, he then posted himself straight off. I think it was like 2 minutes after Isak did the statement. So
in the Newcastle in it. So I hear that. So the players that are against what Isak is doing, they're going to be coming into this game with vim. I would even go. Obviously, let me know what you think about the game as a whole. But I'll end with this. Yeah, I think it would actually be very wise for you lot to have Wirtz on the bench, because Joe Linton and them man are going to be moving.
Hooks, I hear what you're saying, but we signed Wirtz for games like this, bro. I can't not have my marquee signing playing. This is what I will say, yeah? I'm going to say it's off the bat. Normally, we leave predictions to the end. I'm going to say it off the bat. We're going to get the ugliest 2-1 win. I'm going to say that to say this. I think it will be the most... It's not going to be a good performance for us, but we're going to get the most scrappiest, ugliest, dirty 2-1 win. And I say that to say this. Big up. Someone just said it in the chat, yeah? Big up Nevy. He said Newcastle ain't beat us at St. James Park since 2015. We've got quite a good record there. And here's another thing I'll chuck in there, yeah? Whenever Newcastle have taken points off us, Isak's played. His record at Anfield is very good, because last season he didn't come off the bench. I think he had an injury or whatnot. But the last 2 times, we beat them in a 4-2 game. He bagged, and we beat them 2-1. I remember because my boy Carvalho scored a last-minute winner. You lot might remember. It was the very last kick of the game. Isak's bagged. The last 2 times he played at Anfield, he's bagged. And at St. James's, he bagged last year. Obviously, when he sent Van Dijk and that blasted top corner. Then obviously the Carabao Cup final, he basically scored the winner for them. Whenever they've taken points of us since Isak's arrival, he's played. They don't have Isak this time. And you already saw against Aston Villa, Newcastle were a better team. Newcastle should have, I don't know if you watched that game. I watched the whole game here. Newcastle should have won that, but they look toothless. Now, I know they say don't tempt fate, but Harvey Barnes, Gordon, Elanga, all good players, but they're missing that cutting edge in it. I can see, this is what I will say, Hookster, and I don't like to predict injuries. I do not like to predict injuries, yeah? But I do feel one of our players are going to, God forbid that it's not long-term, but one of our players are going to be probably get a niggle or be a bit injured after this. And of course, Arsenal fans might be watching with a smile, because we've got you literally 6 days later. And that's another thing. Eze makes his debut. And if you know Eze's last 3 games at Anfield, he's cooked. He won one of the games for them. You know the same day... No, this is why I'm going to bring it back down to earth, though. You know the same day you lost against Villa? You remember Watkins with the flag? Yeah. Eze literally won that game. They beat us earlier at the game. And then the year before that, I was at the game. Either he bagged or Zaha bagged. One of them bagged. But Eze loves playing at Anfield. But anyway, I'm diverting. Back to the St. James Park game. The reason why Wirtz has to start for me, because this is actually could be a game, right, where I know it's very combative. I know people are saying he looks a bit lightweight and that. But this is one of the games where he can actually announce himself. Because, one thing I realized in ball, and even games I've played in myself, when you're very emotionally charged, like when we had top of the table clashes in my leagues and whatnot, when you're very emotionally charged, you come off your game. Do you get? I think we're going to be the less emotional team. They're going to be more emotional, bro. Like it's with their crowd. They're not liking us because of what we're doing with the Isak thing, but they're going to be more emotional. I actually think our players, in my opinion, are going to be more focused on the game. Newcastle players are going to be focused on the occasion. And I actually think, imagine a Joe Linton or Bruno charging into Verts. He drops the shoulder and whatnot, and then he slips someone in. I think it could be that type of game. And you know what? I'm even going to back him to grab a GA. I think he'll score assist in this game. But Hooks, them not having Isak, whenever I go to St. James Park, I'm going to be honest with you. I always say a tight win or maybe even a draw. I predicted draw last season and we drew. But no Isak gives me so much confidence, bro. And I saw what I saw against Aston Villa. Yes, it's their first home game. Yes, it's Monday night. Yes, it's under the light. I'm not saying it's going to be easy at all. Literally, big up Maddie. It's literally this. Yeah. I'm not going to say it's really easy at all. But do you know what I do? Do you know what I do, Hooks? I'm not going to lie to you. And some Liverpool fans, I see there's a few in the chat. Big up Danino. I think there's Nevy's in the chat, someone else in the chat as well. Philip Bidwell's did here earlier, but a couple of fans might disagree with what I'm about to say. I don't start McAllister or Gravenberch. That's what I will say. So you know how your thought process first was don't play Verts because he might not be able to handle all the running and aggression. Curtis Jones and Szoboszlai will run for days. I think Curtis Jones, Szoboszlai in the pivot, Verts just in front of them, probably Gakpo, Ekitike and Salah. For me, introduce Gravenberch and McAllister. Obviously, you lot, Arsenal community and Hooks, you might not know this. Gravenberch also had his first child, so he's not been training as much. He's not played since Bilbao. Remember, he didn't play Community Shield, and he was suspended our first game. So he's been training, but not as much. So for me, introduce, because you know what could happen? We can be ahead, and then we just need players to keep the ball and whatnot. So for me, introduce Gravenberch, and McAllister's not fully fit. By the way, McAllister will start, but I introduced them to, imagine Newcastle tired legs, then you got two players that are pressure resistant in McAllister and Gravenberch coming on the pitch. But for me, that first 60, 50 odd minutes, bro, literally, Mally, Fabinho loves this type of game. But for me, I need Szoboszlai and I need Jones. Because I think they can deal with the Joe Lintons, the Bruno G's, the Tonalis. They can deal with the aggression and it can alleviate like the pressure on Verts. But Hooks, this ain't going to be pretty, bro. I'm calling it Monday Night Raw.
Monday Night Raw is funny.
I'm calling it Monday Night Raw because it's on Monday night.
I hear it.
Hooks, I think we win ugly. I'm saying I've had this opinion from when the fixtures even got released and all this Isak stuff. An ugly 2-1 win. I would have said 1-0, but we just keep conceding easily recently. Palace, Bournemouth. Like my defense, I'm a bit wary of it at the moment. So I do think we big up Nevy. Nevy saying he can't see Grab not starting, but he's not really played much recently. He hasn't played since Bilbao. So, but yeah, in my opinion, the midfield three will be Szoboszlai, McAllister, and Verts. But I would take out McAllister and put in Jones personally. But yeah, bro, we win 2-1 in my opinion. It'll be so ugly. And bro, I don't care about playing pretty against grounds that Emirates, Etihad, and that. Just get me the 3 points. That's all I care about. That's all I care about.
That's what I'm on. All right, cool. So obviously, you've gone with the 2-1 prediction for the Liverpool game. Let's talk predictions otherwise. So okay, so what I think it's gonna be 2-2. Yeah. Well, I can't decide between 0-0, 1-1, 2-2, but I'll go with 2-2.
You just think it's gonna be a draw?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a draw. What do you predictions wise? What do you think is gonna happen when it comes to the Arsenal game? So we face Leeds on Saturday.
Whitewash 3-0.
3-0.
Gyökeres gets a brace. This is where I think he announces himself.
Yo, you think is that just that?
Because I watched Leeds versus Everton, and I saw bare energy, but I'm seeing Dan James, Nonto, Perot. They're good players, but like, I think they'll go to the Emirates and be within their shell, bro. I think this is a 3-0 whitewash past the pad. Like, I think you lot win 3-0. So yeah, I think we win 2-1, you lot win 3-0.
Okay. Yo, hey, I like how positive you're talking about Arsenal these days.
You need to understand, Hooks. You know me, I cook your club, but when I need to be objective, you know, man will be objective, bro. I know when to be serious and when not to be.
Hey, I'm
I can see this, you know. There's bare high scoring games. I can actually see this as well.
Arsenal 4-0. I'm hearing it. Hey, you know what? Like.
What time's your game, bro?
5:30 on Saturday.
What, just before Cardi? Yeah, bro, you're whacking them. You're whacking them.
Man, come on,
You're
man.
whacking them.
I see. We like this Roms. The Roms that he's fully embraced. The Emirates fly better in his life. He's
This
come
guy
on.
is very cheap. You know what this guy said to me? You know what he said to me just before we went live, you lot? I see you're embracing the fly Emirates, the Eze deal. I didn't even clock. I didn't order these. I was like, bro, you're a dickhead, man.
Oh man, yeah.
Pick up
So
my auntie. She come back from Lisbon not too long ago, and she's like, I got you a Benfica top. I thought, you know what? Yeah, and the kit. I was like, let me see the kit, and the kit was there. So
she's trying to get like, first.
You know the irony hook. She's a gooner.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. First is Emirates fly better.
She's
on
a
the
gooner. She's a
then
gooner still.
Then it's the Arsenal one. You know what I'm saying? And hey, 2027. Hey, Roms might be.
Wait, sorry to cut you quickly, Hooks. I have to disagree. Big up DK, but I have to disagree with that comment. Ask Newcastle fans themselves. Nick Pope ain't been good for them for the long. That's why they signed Ramsdale. He's not been that good for them. He's got a dodgy shoulder as well.
Yeah,
so
yeah, he's injured.
We won't struggle to score past them, bro. Like I think we get the job done.
Yeah. All right. When it comes to like, I'm not gonna talk too much on the Leeds game because I'm gonna do a preview with with tomorrow morning. Yeah, tomorrow's Friday, isn't it? But the one thing I will the one thing I will say is this is a game that I expect Arsenal to win, like with no question. Yeah, I expect it to be I expect Arsenal to, but it's not even because it's Leeds. It's because it's at home. And my bare minimum is win your home games.
Facts.
Win your home games, and then you can figure something out for the away ones. Like the odd away game here and there, it's okay to draw. Well, I mean, when you get to our end, it's kind of not okay to draw, but you get what I'm saying, in it. Like it's okay.
Great minds think alike, bro. Because I know you literally just admitted it, bro. The start of every season, I know obviously expectations and reality are two different things. I expect to win 19 home games, bro. I back us against anyone at Anfield. I know you feel the same at Emirates, so I hear you, bro. I hear you.
Yeah, that's at least my vibe in it. And outside of that, I think when it comes to a scoreline, again, I'm not fully sold on anything, but I'm thinking a 2-0, a 3-0. I'm expecting a clean sheet. That's what I'm expecting. But when it comes to the amount of goals, because obviously, all due respect to Leeds, we could go mad and it could be a 6-0. Do you know what I mean? You can't put anything past Arsenal in it. Like, especially considering it came out like in the United game, like Zubamendi was still recovering from an illness. So
I swear.
Yeah, he was ill. So
because I see one clip, Hooks, where he should have put the pass to Rice was obvious, and then he puts someone into more pressure. I don't know if you know the clip I'm on about, but like Rice was literally trying to collect the ball, and the pass was on, and he passed it more sideways, which put someone under pressure. But that makes sense. Then maybe he went 100%.
Because I thought he was cool going this way, but when the game was coming at him, he looked at times a bit slow, a bit lethargic, all of that. So the illness now coming out, okay, cool, it makes sense. You wasn't in tip-top fitness. Like I know how difficult it is when I'm feeling ill to even sit on my seat and jump on a camera and talk about football. So actually playing football, it must be mad. So yeah, I think, and also the good feeling in the camp of like, we've just signed Eze. He's probably going to be announced at the stadium. Probably.
Would you agree with me? He won't get done in time to make his debut, innit? He'll make his debut the following week.
I doubt it, because apparently his
you need to be registered by like midday or
12 o'clock tomorrow. But his medical is tomorrow. They haven't said what time. So
do you know he's playing tonight though? Did you know that?
Yeah.
For me, that is madness. For me, that's madness, bro.
He deserves the send off.
No, but bro, I hear that because this is what Crystal Palace fans are saying. I know quite a few. Yeah, but you lot are being selfish. Because, bro, they're playing some team I can't pronounce. He's probably going to bag or get an assist, yeah? But, bro, a send-off can be this. Like, can wave.
No, he needs a proper
send-off. Bro, you don't have to play. No, what? Like, I don't wish this on any player, but what if he gets injured now, bro? One of them reckless man from a country you can't pronounce, bro, just flies into him. What then? And he messes up the medical.
Then, do you know what? Like, I can only focus on things that I can control in it.
Control, yeah.
You
Do
know
you
what I
know
mean? I can't control that.
I have to disagree with that footy corner because Palace will probably win this game with Saar, Mateta, and these are because I know it's a playoff and I know they guaranteed because I thought they're already in Conference League. I didn't realize not only they got demoted from Europa League, bro. Do you know what's mad? Must have running a Wi-Fi, man. Exactly, bro. Hooks. Do you know what's mad? Not only they had an automatic place in Europa League, yeah, they got demoted from an automatic place in Europa League. Not only they got demoted, they've got demoted to the lesser competition, and they have to still play a playoff. That's mad.
mad. Yeah, that is
what
mad.
I deeped is a lot of people saying he has to have a send off. You can have a send off in another way, because they're gonna win the game with or without him, bro. They should do anyway, bro. All it takes is a little speech at the end, like Palace might say, "Can you not hang around?" As you know, we've got someone that wants to say something. There's different ways, bro. We don't have to play. Come on, bro. You don't have to play.
I think that not only the Crystal Palace fans deserve to see him play for them one more time, I also think that Eze deserves to be able to play for Palace one more time. Because you got to think, like, Palace made him. Do you know what I mean? So there's probably parts of him that, like, before he leaves, he wants to give something, one last thing back to the fans, innit? Like, he's trying to leave on as, like, this is the type of person he is. He wants to leave on as best terms as possible. And I'm hearing that apparently, I don't know how true it is, but it was part of his contract that he gets to, like, the agreement, he gets to play in this final game.
George was saying it earlier, yeah. He was going to go Arsenal anyway, like we already said, if both teams coming for him. But another reason why Parish was more inclined to sell him, because Arsenal said, yeah, he can play for you lot. Spurs apparently said, no, he's not playing for you lot. Okay. Yeah. Apparently, that from what George was saying, that was another part of the deal, bro. But yeah.
So, that's kind of where I'm at. Like, look, I know a lot of people will say, oh, what if he gets injured and all of that stuff, but I don't. He's already played a Community Shield, didn't get injured. He played first game of the season, didn't get injured. If he was to get injured in this game, then hey, maybe that's some greater power at work in it, and that's outside of all of our control in it.
So, quickly, quick. Let's fly through some other predictions. Yeah, do you know there's a game where I'm in two minds, bro? You see City Tottenham. Yeah, let me tell you something about that game. We already know the last 5-6 years, Spurs have been a bogey team for City.
Where is it, by the way?
Etihad, but it's an early morning kickoff. You know, like some players might get. I just never trust the early morning kickoff. But what I've deeped here is, I don't know if you watched the City Wolves game. If Wolves had more put like this, if Wolves had a Semenyo or someone, City could have been 1 or 2 down. You know, they look susceptible. Then I can't like after the first 20 minutes, City did their thing and steamrolled them. But Kudus running 1-on-1 and whatnot, Richarlison in the form he's in. These lot, I think, could go 1 or 2 up at Etihad. So I just think, yes, City smoke Wolves, but Tottenham have more quality than a Wolves. I think this is going to be 2-2.
2-2. I think Tottenham win. At the moment, I'm thinking either 1-0 or 2-1
to Spurs.
Yeah,
fair.
Because you know why? This is why. Yeah, I think that Thomas Frank is going to set up in the same way against Man City that he did against
PSG. Yeah.
And the only reason that Tottenham ended up losing to PSG is because when they made subs, the quality that was coming on for what went off,
was
drastically low.
Who's it that come off? Kudus,
Saar,
yeah,
and there was one more person.
Yeah,
there was one more person.
It was one of their centre backs now, wasn't it? Romero or Van der Ven. I think one of them come off.
I can't remember who it was, but it was about and also like PSG is a bit different to like Man City in the sense where I feel like PSG is more direct than Man City. So yeah, I feel like Man City will suffer more than what PSG suffered from the type of game plan that Thomas Frank set out against them. So I have a feeling that Tottenham may just win this one 1-0, 2-1. Don't get me wrong, like Man City can win this, but I just have a feeling that Thomas Frank's gonna get under Pep's skin. Cause you know Pep don't really like man. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna get under his
And
skin.
you know, even if you look at Brentford and Man City games, Pep's got even come out and said it. City won the majority of them, but Thomas Frank always made it hard. I remember one Foden game where I think they only won at Brentford 1-0. I swear Brentford got a win at the Etihad within the last couple seasons. I remember Brentford either getting a draw or winning there.
I think
help me out in the chat, but I swear I remember Brentford either drew or they won at the Etihad within the last 2 or 3 seasons. But Pep's even come out and said Frank always gives me trouble, and now he's got more quality on his hands.
Yeah,
because bro, when you deep it, yeah, Vicario spent, for me, a Dougie don't get back in the team. Jordan and Tobe said he does. For me,
Jed Spencer is cold. Yeah,
he's cold. For me, he's their best fullback either side. I think he's better than Poro and your Dougie. How about that? Yeah, Tony, big up. Yeah, big up the chat. Yeah, I knew I weren't bugging. Frank, Tony scored 2 goals. Frank's like always gives Pep a hard game, but bro, the back five of Vicario, Spence, Poro, Van der Ven, and Romero, and then Paulina, Sarr, and like a Bergvall. That's quite solid now, bro. And I think, and then they'll pick them up. Either it'll probably be like Odegaard or Tell on the left, Richarlison and Kudus on the right, bro. That can cause City problems. But I still think City have enough quality not to lose the game. That's why I think it'll be 2-2. But I think it'll be a proper game to start off our week. Actually, it's not even starting off our weekend. It's Chelsea played the night before.
Chelsea West Ham is the first game, Friday. But the thing is as well, what a lot of people need to understand is Frank doesn't use the fullbacks the same way that Ange does. Do you get me? The line is not as high. Like they're not going to be as susceptible to, like, let's be real. Like, not only did Ange play a super high line, but it's like Poro and Udogie, they might as well have just been left winger and right winger, innit? Like, they was always so high up the pitch. Frank won't do that. So I don't think that Man City will be able to get as many goals against it. Like, look, Vicario is a good shot stopper. Don't get me wrong, Haaland, like, can always just be Haaland, innit? But I think outside of that, I don't know. Like, look, Man City can win, but do you know what? I might even be inclined to what Philip is saying as well. I just don't think that
I'm going to
Man City are going to steamroll Tottenham like a lot of people think that they will, in it. So, and I mean, you know, we might as well before we close, we might as well give a quick prediction on it as well. First game of the game week, Chelsea West Ham. I believe it's at West Ham Stadium. I'm not too sure. I think it's at West Ham Stadium. What scoreline? Because do you know what? Yeah, for as good as Chelsea are, the fact that they wasn't able to score at home,
worrying, innit?
Was worrying.
And I know people say it's the first day of the season, but look, I know it's the very first game, but I just think that's a game Liverpool, Arsenal, and City win. But people are now going to say, hold on, Ron, we've not actually beat Palace the last 3 times at Anfield. So I'm being a hypocrite, but I feel like it's still a game I reckon we would have all got done first day of the season. And yeah, I've got Chelsea. The thing is, everything I'm saying, I'm not saying I'm right in it, but I don't think I underrate Chelsea and I don't think I overrate them. I think I rate them just how I should, but I do think they get their first win hooks. But you're right, like that's a game that it is still a bit worrying because João Pedro had an amazing pre-season, but then kind of looked a shadow of himself. The lap came on and was doing a battering ram thing, whatnot, had a good shot on target, but again, he didn't look himself. Gittins, for me, wasn't all that. I know, Joe. In fact, we've not even beat them the last 3 times at Anfield, so I'm being a bit of a hypocrite.
Just quickly.
I think Chelsea win 3-1. Win 3-1.
Okay, cool, 3-1. So
Bowen will get like a consolation or something.
As it stands right now, and obviously I need to look a bit more into the games because I'm going to be doing a prediction show later on.
You and George, I'm locked in. I love that show.
I know we got a new one now, so now we do Thursday night predictions, innit? So it's me, George.
But
it's usually Dean and D.
That's on Famzone, yeah?
Yeah, but we stream it across all our channels, innit?
Oh, so you shit off. Yeah. Wait, so you got rid of the village?
Well, I got that one. Me and George are going to do a different, because basically what it was
You have
is,
to bring back the village, man. Man loves the village.
yeah, we're going to figure out something. Me and George are going to do something on the Friday. We need to figure it out, but because basically, Dean and D do a prediction show. Me and George do a prediction show. We was trying to find a way that Dean and D can just jump on the one that me and George was doing, but then we was like, wait, why are we doing two different prediction shows? We might as well just merge it and make it one.
Yeah.
So, and this is where but at the moment, Ensman is gonna be covering for Dean, innit? So it's gonna be me, D, Ensman, and George. So,
Ensman,
yeah, 7 p.m. So, well,
today, yeah?
Like that. Yeah. So if you wanna jump in on some,
actually, no, I'm bugging. I watched the thing is, I think I was watching it through FamZone. You know, he said you can dual share it, innit? But I think I was watching through FamZone, but it's called TNF, innit?
TMP, Thursday Night Prediction.
TMP.
Yeah,
I was locked in. I just remembered I was locked in last week. That's a wavy show still. I was locked in.
Yeah. And I made the thumbnail look like, you know, Monday Night Football. Like, that's why I got the idea.
Yeah. I remember it now. I remember it now.
So yeah, I'll go 2-0 Chelsea for now, because West Ham are god awful. They're getting relegated, but it's all really down to can Chelsea score. So that's all I'm really going to be thinking about if I do change my prediction. I just want to before we close.
Sorry, what was your prediction again? My stream lagged a bit.
At the moment, I'm thinking 2-0, but I could change.
Chelsea.
2-0 Chelsea, because West Ham are awful.
I've gone same goal margin. I've gone 3-1. I can see Bowen maybe getting a pen or just tapping, or it will be a consolation. But I think Chelsea win comfortably. Man, West Ham are just awful. They're not it.
They're getting relegated. So yeah, as a closing point, and maybe because in the stream, you know, we've agreed to disagree on a few things. Maybe this is one thing that we can agree on before we head out.
Yeah.
Don't you think that Gittins is just Madueke without the headband?
Bro, I've been saying, right? I actually agree. I don't really rate Gittins. I rate a lot of Chelsea's players, but I don't see. And again, I've not watched them that much. I probably watched about 4 90-minute games of Gittins. I watched 4 Dortmund games in the Champions League, right? But I don't see the excitement with this player. I actually agree with you. I think that him and Madueke, there's not much difference in my opinion. Obviously, Chelsea fans can watch a bit more. I'm not going off one game though, Joe. I'm going off 4 games I've seen him from a Dortmund shirt. This isn't brand new. This was my opinion before he joined your club. I've never really rated Gittins like that. João Pedro cold, Delap cold, Esteval cold, Esugo, all the other sign, Hato cold. But Gittins is the one. The same way Madueke for you lot is my signing where I'm like, nah, like no one can convince me this, that, and other. I'm not hearing it. Gittins for me, I've watched more of Madueke though, but Gittins is my Chelsea signings where I'm like, nah, man, not for me. Not for me. I could be wrong. And the thing is, you know me, Hooks. If I am wrong, I'll come out and say, you know what, I got that one wrong. Gittins proved me wrong, but I don't see the hype in him, man. All the other signings I agree with, but Gittins, nah, man, you don't do it for me. You don't do it for me.
Yeah, hey. Well, I'm glad that we can end the stream on a little agreement like that. Do you know what? I was actually looking at who to redirect to earlier, but then we carried on doing we went another 20 odd minutes. So I actually just want to check if they're still live, because I have this bad habit of redirecting to people, and then it turns out that the stream is ended. Yeah. I've done that so many times, and I don't want to waste it.
Hooks, quickly. We don't have to dissect it like we did with the other games, but quickly off the dome, United Fulham. I think that's another 2-2. Fulham. I think
United win.
They got a good record there, to be fair.
Yeah, I think United win.
Another 2-2.
No, I think United. I think United win. Personally, I think United win. From what I saw of United in the Arsenal game, they look really good defensively. They look really good offensively. I honestly, Man United are gonna have a good season. I just have to hold it out there. I think it's gonna be like, do you know what? I think 2-0 United again, you know. I think 2-0. I think there might be a few 2-0s this game week, you know. I need to look through the games, but I don't know, man.
Fulham owe them because the last 2 times they've got 2 last-minute winners. I remember Garnacho 2 seasons ago, and I think Bruno with a cold volley, I think last season. But they always just about beat Fulham. I think third time lucky, man. Fulham will, I don't think they win, but again, I think they'll take points off them, man. 2-2. But United, no, come on, Aaron London, like remove the bias now. United look better. For me, the top six return to the original big six. That United, for me, finished. I already said it. Them fifth, Tottenham. No, them sixth, Tottenham will finish fifth, in my opinion. But from when you got 2 proven goal scorers that are in the Prem that you've signed already off the bat, that's an extra 20 to 30 goals just from them two, in my opinion. So yeah, man, that United, it kills me to say. There's one thing Liverpool, Arsenal do the fusion thing. Do you know what I mean? For the hate for United, but bro, I'm with you. I have to just be honest. They'll have a better season.
They just have to keep it real. Like
one game a week as well, bro. They can just coach. They can coach, bro. We're all traveling away.
Good recovery, all of that. Yeah, man. They're gonna be good. But all right, cool. Well, I've decided I'm gonna send you man over to Redmen TV 2. You get me? I appear on Redmen TV 2. You know, I get shown love over there. So
that's heroin, that, isn't it?
Yeah. Let me show. Yeah, you get me. Obviously, show them some love. So they're going through the Arnie Slot press conference live. So a lot of you Liverpool fans in here, you'll probably enjoy that.
I need to go look in now.
Yeah, but obviously, slap up the Hooks raid when you get over there. Make sure you're liking on the way out. Let's try and get 100 likes. So, you know, give the stream as best chance to do well on playback. Make sure if you can, drop some comments on the video just after. It really does help out a lot. Make sure you're subscribing to the channel. We recently hit the 7K mark. Now we're trying to hit the 8K. That's the next big thing before we finally get to 10K. And yeah, you know, make sure you're subscribing to Football Verbal. And I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.